Hey guys, it's katiejuly, and this is a video response to Diva Tanya's food addiction, food obsession, which I think is also a topic that's been floating around a little bit, and I really have loved watching everyone's videos about it. At the same time, I feel like I've been putting off making this video because, I don't know, it's really uncomfortable. Like, it gives me pause to think about, not just like how far I've come, but what I was really like before, and kind of the crazy levels I was at. I definitely consider myself a food addict. I think probably still. I mean, I'm just, on a program now where I kind of can't abuse myself in that way. But before, definitely 100% a food addict. And for me, it was kind of two things. It was I would eat a lot of food all the time. I definitely had that sensation of, honestly, maybe the first thought in my head every morning was, okay, what can I eat first? And never eating breakfast foods, but starting off with like lasagna for breakfast. You know what I mean? Just crazy amounts of food. When I would eat in social situations, I would get really anxious. Sorry, there's a lot of construction outside my window. But I would get really anxious and fluttery, thinking like, well, how can I mask getting in the most food without looking embarrassing? So if I was out with my girlfriend, I would just straight up order 2 entrees, which is crazy. But if I was, out with friends and didn't want to seem crazy, would be like, let's split an appetizer, let's get dessert, or, tons of sides. I loved getting an entree and then 2 sides or something like that. And really, it was all about quantity. And that's the crazy thing when I remember food then. It was all about, eating as much as I could. And the taste was okay, but to me it was all about the texture. It was all about that big mouthfeel, like huge mouthfuls, delicious, warm, salty carbs. Thai food, totally my Achilles heel. And then getting to a point where I felt like sleepy and kind of numb, and it was totally self-medicating and kind of sedating myself with food. And the worst was actually when I was by myself, and I'm lucky in some ways that I lived with my girlfriend for the last 2 years, or I think I would have been 400 pounds. But when she wasn't there, I had the same Thai place I would call. I'd get really excited, and I would get, the appetizer platter. I would get the huge entree of fried rice. I would get, the sticky sweet rice for dessert. It was just sick. Now it's like crazy. I think some days I was probably eating 6,000 or 7,000 calories. And at some point it would, I'd get upset that I was binging, and it would be like spite binging, where I would just open up the fridge and be like, okay, well, what else? You've basically damaged your body so much today. What else, what else can you handle? And we just eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. So I, for the first 4 months, was not hungry after surgery. Was like, I felt like crack cocaine suddenly, to just be like, oh my God, this is life. Like, to be free of thinking about food like that was just really, really incredible. And, to be like not hungry or to forget about food, I always thought people were lying when they said that. And suddenly it was me, and it was like marvelous. And I know I made a video, hello hunger, my old friend, I think 4 months out. Suddenly it was like, oh, I like food. Food is good. Food is back on my radar. And now definitely I think it is. I'm just about 7 months out tomorrow. And, food's something I think about, definitely. It's still I get excited about. The difference is I'm in my little routines for what I'm eating, and I've had a, months and months and months break from my old style of eating, and I just can't do that anymore. Like Diva Tanya was saying, if I wanted to sit down to, Chinese takeout, I could have a few bites before I'd probably make myself feel totally disgustingly sick, and just bleh, not worth it, not worth it. The weird thing is that I don't necessarily think that the food thoughts have gone away, or they've come back, and I think they're sort of here to stay. And I love food. Like, I still love it, At the gym, I don't have a TV at home, so I watch TV at the gym. And one of the channels they have is Food Network, and I am that weirdo at the gym on the treadmill watching the Food Network and loving it. Things that I would never eat, things that I can't eat anymore, dessert shows, cake shows, steak, grilling on it, whatever it is, I will watch it. And I mean, I was joking yesterday. I was running at the gym, watching Giada De Laurentiis bake pound cake, and I kind of feel like a sex addict who's been castrated and now is just really into porn. You know what I mean? Like, I can't eat like I want to anymore, or, like I wanted to, or that instinct, but I still subscribe to like 5 different cooking magazines, and I love watching Food Network, and there's, a Whole Foods by me with a big lunch buffet, and I know what I'm going to get. I'm going to get a salad, I'm going to get chicken, I'm going to get some grilled veggies, fine. But I will walk up and down every aisle of that hot food buffet looking, and it's totally, covetous. I mean, I will look and I will consider, and I play a if game. If I could get anything, I would get that. If my surgery weren't around, I would fill up on this, this, and this. And I mean, I try not to let it get unhealthy, but I still feel like it's there. I love grocery shopping. When we go out to restaurants, I am almost always getting a salad with meat on it, but I love watching what other people are ordering. And I like when they get desserts, and I like watching them eat dessert. I mean, this is where I feel like it's a little bit weird. Sometimes I'll be like, how is that? How's that cake? Tell me. Let me see you eat it. Eat it slow. I mean, no, not that bad. Like, I'm not trying to be a total creep at the dining room table. But it's still there. I mean, 26 years of loving food. The difference is now I don't have that, like, self-medicating, total binging, out of control, sleepy, kind of texture-filled after party with myself. I'm not, like, unbuckle my belt and lay down for a few hours when after I eat. I just can't. So I eat my few bites, and I try to eat slow, and I try to savor it and love it. But yeah, I love the variety. Tara was talking about going and putting a little of this, a little of that, a little of this. I can't not fill up my plate at the buffet. I mean, and I pay for it, and it's expensive, and then I eat a little bit, and I throw away 3/4 of everything I got. But, there's something in me that still is like, ooh, try a little of this, try a little of that, I don't know. Those are my thoughts on it. I feel like probably the least helpful thoughts, because I probably sound like the biggest weirdo out of the bunch. I wish it had just totally, tamped down, or, to me it's a little bit like people who are totally, totally, totally crazily into fashion, but are really poor. And so they get fashion magazines and just flip through fashion magazines like, oh, that's cute, oh, that's cute. I mean, that's to me where I am with food right now. It's like I still have that covetous kind of drooly desire for it, but I'm not thinking about it all the time, and I'm certainly not shopping all the time. It's more like I'm buying those magazines and flipping through and being like, oh, that looks good, that would be tasty. And then, 1 out of 100 things will I actually make and eat. But I don't know. Recovering food addict, I guess that's me. Emotions have to go somewhere, right? Hope that helps. Talk to you guys later. Bye.